Good morning, class. Good morning, student. You said your faculty and coach for the subject business environment. Big Burda is again with you. I hope you are all doing well and you have all started focusing on the subject. In fact, we have discussed many things and we have so far completed a block one. Now we are and we have even started with the block two. Today we are going to finish up with the block two also. The block two unit one we are going to finish today also. So when I talk about this topic, business environment, there are a large number of things which we have seen in the subject called business environment, and today we are going to move ahead over here. Today our main focus will be on the environmental analysis and the environmental forecasting. It was being covered into the unit number two of our block two, and we'll be covering our detailed syllabi over there. So first we need to understand what is environmental analysis. See, environmental analysis is basically it is analyzing the external influences that affect the company, project, or the organization, and which is collectively called as an environmental analysis. Yesterday, we have seen environmental scanning many times, and usually it is environmental analysis, even called as an environmental scanning. This environmental analysis or environmental scanning is something which is focused on the analysis of the political, economical, social, technological, environmental, legal elements, and these are among all these elements which affect an endeavor either for the success or the failure. Thus, through this analysis, the main purpose is to create a very effective decision making and a strategic planning, which is only possible when we make very thorough insight and informations with the help of environmental analysis. And there are various tools which help us to do the environmental analysis. We have seen many tools, or majority of the tools we have seen in our previous class. Thus, this environmental analysis helps to provide about the entity, existing and possible future situation, and is known as environmental scan. More importantly, this environmental analysis is the analysis of the business environment and its process of gathering and examining the information and circumstances from the sources other than the company. And the analysis of the environment, external environment, is very crucial for the company since it helps to create the conditions which are necessary for the company to expand, or to put it in a plainly, finishing a business environment analysis reports can aid in expansion of the company in the future. Now, more importantly, we need to understand how and why what is environmental analysis if we want to make introduction to this topic. So just as we mentioned, environmental analysis is a very, very useful tool which help for the organization to identify the external and the internal issues. It is something which might affect their businesses in the positive or the effective ways, and the businesses can utilize these variables, for example, economy and the technology, to find their potential opportunities in the problems. When we examine the elements that contribute to the business success, there are several spring to the mind. When it comes down to the resources, but the environment in which the company lives or work also make very, very big difference. Therefore, the environmental analysis is something which we need to be very careful for. It is something one of a technical method for determining every external. It is something like a technical method which is required for every external and the internal elements that can have an impact on the business performances, and either in their coverage area or in their environmental study. When we talk about the exterior components, which stands for potential or the hazards, the internal components, which mainly focus on the company's internal advantages or disadvantages. Thus, it is something which you need to show that environmental scanning or the environmental analysis is gives the trends which show either those elements which are accountable over there. Thus, we consider the interest rates and the potential impact that have on the business operation, and these evaluations can assist the company in becoming more appealing to the customers. This is a small part. Now we need to understand usually why this topic is being studied and what is the importance of environmental analysis in major areas of the corporates or industries. Environmental analysis. So the topic is in which industries is this environmental analysis especially important and environmental analysis is particularly crucial for the businesses that affect the environment significantly and subject to the shift in the public opinions, environmental laws, and the sustainability issues. And there are large number of areas, for example, energy business. If I talk about the energy business, it is something as a public expectations and the regulations on the renewable energy, carbon emission rise. The energy business is subject to very high frequent changes. Environmental analysis aids energy companies in identifying the new energy technologies, find about the changing regulations, about the environmental effect of their business operations. Second includes a very strong area that is called the manufacturing. When I talk about the manufacturing, manufacturing is of entire thing. The manufacturing sector includes manufacturing of the automobiles, manufacturing of telecom, or the electrical and electronic appliances. Even it includes automobile sectors. Even it includes the FMCG sectors or the food and beverages. Everything. Manufacturing is a very, very, very and most biggest wide area of this environmental analysis. So the manufacturers must keep a very strong view on the environmental standards which are pertaining to the emission controls or to the waste management, to the sustainable practices, even about the environmental impact, about their compliances, about various economical and ecological benefits or the challenges, and even they have to check about various alternatives. This is a very, very basic side. Apart from this, they have to strongly focus on the various analysis is being done about the technology, about the competitors, about the customers, about even the suppliers or the vendors. Then they have to very strongly keep an eye on the legal and the compliances and on the political and many more things. So this analysis is very important in this sector. Next, we talk about the food sector. Food sector is something in which we need to do this analysis mainly in order to ensure the level of pesticides or the water resources or the soil quality or the analysis regarding the various environmental issues related to agriculture sector. It even includes about the waste of the land or the crop patterns or the consumption patterns or even if there is any drought or a flood, all those things are also being checked out over there. Thus, this assists in sustainable farming methods. It helps how the climate change affects the crops, productivity, and environmental issues related to the food productions. Focusing ahead, it focus on the construction industry. Construction is represents the real estate sector. It even represents the manufacturing units, the appliances, or even the steel or any other industries, heavy metal and heavy metal industries over there. Thus, this construction industry, in this, the energy use and the habitat restrictions are only two examples of how the construction projects can significantly affect the environment. This environmental analysis is used in determining how the construction projects will affect the business environment. It will discuss about their ecological disturbances, even it will discuss about the sustainable building techniques. Also, we'll study about the research related to the customer patterns, the new laws, the new compliances, even about the rates, circle rates, and many more things. And more importantly, what is the potential of the specific land, and many more things. If we talk about the tourist and the hospitality sector, the tourist and the hospitality sector is something in which creates a very good ecosystem for the society. If we talk about the ecosystem for the health and the natural resources, they are very critical to even related to the tourism sector. The environmental analysis supports about sustainable tourism options and the practices. It discuss about the waste management things, and they even discuss about biodiversity parts. Even it discuss about the various capacity and capabilities which the various places holds with respect to the travel and tourism sectors. And the list is infinite. There are almost every sector, everything, either it is academics, it is research, or even it is space science, even it is defense sector, it is political science, politics, or even it is general day-to-day business operations. Everywhere, this environmental analysis, business environmental analysis is very important. So this is just a very small few examples in the industries in which the environmental analysis can be useful. As I said, the list is very big, and it is something which can be applied to any field and every field where the study is to be done for the businesses. It basically, this environmental analysis supports the productive behavior. It helps in decision making. It helps in the operational alignment, and also it helps in the object of sustainable development, which is inside the business. Now, what are the areas of environmental analysis? What are those areas of environmental? If I discuss about the areas of environmental analysis, then organization the study or the environmental business environmental analysis is usually divided into three distinct levels in any organization. The first study or the first area represents the general environment. Second study about the operating environment. The third represents about the internal environment. So when we talk about the first stage is the general environment. In fact, more important is these areas of environmental analysis, they are there to improve the organizational performance. It helps the managers must be well aware about these labels and the dynamics between them. And also it helps the policies should be designed and implemented to respond to them. Now, the first is general environment. See, general environment largely consists of the macro, that is called as the external environment. The study of this particular sector is done in order to find out all those elements which are beyond the control of the organization, but how and why and in what capacity these impact the business of organizations. So those elements which are covered into the general environment are called as economic, social, political, legal, technological, natural, and international. Each topic has been studied out very carefully previously in our previous sessions, and additionally in our future coming classes we'll be discussing each and every topic in very detail again. So basically you need to remember at this stage that the general environment focuses on study about the various things of the organization, which includes study about the economy and the economic sectors in which the country is in the country in which the organization is operational. It discusses about the behavioral patterns, the consumer patterns, the societal norms, the culture norm, and those things. Even it discusses about the political scenarios, the political stability or instability, the guidelines, the frameworks which have been done through the legal part, the change in the technologies, the new advancements, the new things which come through the way gateway of technology. Then we will talk about the natural business environment, discuss about or general environment, discuss about all those things which are being given by the impact of the nature. And last is globalization impact or the international impact in the business environment. The second over here is the operating environment. The operating environment includes those tasks or the macro components of the business. Just see the previous one includes the macro, that is the external environment, general environment. The operating environment focus on the macro components of any business house. So the macro components includes the study of this is also called as the internal environment of the organization. So into the macro side, we study about the customers, we study about the creditors, we study about the suppliers, we study about the labors or the manpower available. We even focus on the public, the financiers, and the intermediaries of an organization. These customers or the consumers are, and remember all these factors are aligned with the company only. There is no second party or third party which is available. These customers, this customer, creditors, suppliers, labor, publics, financiers, or intermediaries creates a very strong role in the operating environment picture. The third over here represents the internal environment. The internal environment is the name of the organization's environment that has an immediate and the specific implication for it, and it is called as an internal environment. The internal environment includes all those parameters or all those factors which are being studied, such that such that they have a very strong and the immediate effect in the organization. It includes mission, internal power, relationships, human resource capability, physical assets, marketing capabilities, research, R&D, and the client image. That is over there. So students, Just see over here, read out the names. I'm repeating again for you. The first is mission. The mission is basically the mission statement of an organization. The mission statement of the organization represents the mission statement of the organization represents